Hi everybody, it's Kristin. Today for you I have a review on the Victoria's Secret Nakeds palette. A lot of people asked for this after I showed it in a haul. So what I did this week, or this past week, was 3 of the days, and as well as today, I did a look for you. I recorded the look for you, just kind of running down what I used in those 3 days. And so I'm going to show you those 3 looks here in a little bit, and then I will also show you a close-up of this look. I just kind of want to give you the general gist of the palette first. It comes in a nice kind of, it's a real sturdy box. I'm going to call it a box. It definitely feels like a cardboard that's got this kind of reptile-y, not quite, overlay. You see what I'm saying. And there, within here there's 1.75 grams of product in all of the eyeshadows together. That's what it's talking about on the back, obviously. And this is kind of a coppery, bronzy kind of, it feels like metal. I'm not sure if it actually is, but that's what I'm sure what it's supposed to look like. And then inside is a really nice mirror. And then there are the 10 colors that it comes with, and I will swatch those for you when we come back. But and this sells for $28, and when I went into Victoria's Secret, they didn't have one open at all, but I thought, well, I'm just gonna take a chance, and so I bought it. So it also comes within the plastic see-through packaging. It had this on the back of it, which showed you again all the colors, and then on the back side of that it has 2 idea, which I didn't look at all. And then inside it also has, let me pop these out, a liner, and it has a brush. Okay, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to quickly, not quickly, there's 3 of them and they're about 2 minutes long. I'm going to stick those in here, and then when I come back, I will go ahead and show you my look and then tell you my thoughts on the palette. Okay, so today is look 1, and you have to excuse, I'm not sure if it's my allergies or what, but the inside of my eye hair is way red. So try to excuse that. Today, the look that I did was, I don't even know, like bottomless smoky. I used the liner that came with it, and it's just a black liner. It doesn't say anything aside from eyeliner extreme black. It doesn't have any kind of a long-lasting name, or you know what I mean, like anything like that. So I just did a little bit of a thicker line on my top line, smudged that in, and then over top of that I used this color right here, and that I went just up to the crease, and then I used this one here, which kind of looks a little bit like Arena from MAC, this one right here. And I use that to soften out the crease. I have brulee all over the lid, and I used actually, I've had some issues with the Victoria's Secret single shadows creasing. So I've been trying putting down my base and then putting brulee over top of it to see if that would help, and it did seem to help the second time. I'm not sure. But I also used the Laura Mercier Eye Basics in Wheat today instead of Paint Really Paint Pot. Just trying to try some things out. So I put the black liner down, I smudged it out with a 219, and then I used 239 with that kind of gray color, and then I just used a fluffy 222 into the crease, and then I have some mascara. So I'm going to zoom in and show you. Let's look at this eye since it's not red. Oh, I also tight lined with the liner, and then I have Rue Bonaparte on the bottom, which of course is not Victoria's Secret, but so that is look 1. Oh, and I did bring some in case anybody asked, because I knew I wouldn't remember from time to time. Boy, the first time I sat in front of this mirror, it seemed, or in front of this mirror, in front of this window, it seemed really good. Today it seems kind of washed up, but we'll see how it looks when I watch it back. Lipstick today, I have Brave from MAC on. So I thought I would tell you guys that right off the bat, because I don't think I'll remember when I put this all together. Okay, see you next time. Okay, so here is day 2 of the Nakeds Victoria's Secret palette. It's It's raining today and I'm not complaining, but I wonder if it's actually better when it's raining outside, light-wise. But anyway. Okay, so today, this is it like this. I'm going to flip it over so I don't have to try to not blind you. Today I did light to dark from inside to out. So I used this color on the very inside, this color on the middle, this color on the outside. There's not too much of a difference between these two colors. It looks like there should be a little bit, but when you put them on the eyes, not a huge difference. And then I used this color, you know, into the crease, kind of as a transition. There just isn't really a good transition color in here that works with all the colors in here. This is the one I used yesterday, the kind of peachy, kind of arena from MAC-ish one, but not fantastic really. So the liner that I used is the Stila Kajal eyeliner in Amethyst. Just like that. Actually, I have a little swatch in my hand because I was playing with it. And then I use a little bit of, I went all underneath my eyes with this color, and then I darkened the outside corner and brought it down a little bit further, or in a little bit further with the black, and I used a little bit of black over the Kajal eyeliner on top just to kind of match it up. You guys will be glad to know my red eye is gone, thankfully. So I think this is a really super wearable day. We'll see. Yesterday, I used the Laura Mercier Eye Basics in Wheat. Today I used the Nars Smudge. The Laura Basics in Wheat and using the brulee all over the lid did help it from creasing. Today I did not do brulee all over the lid. Oops. Seriously, no one needs to see my nose. I did not do the brulee all over my lid. I used the Nars Smudge Proof. I've not tried that one before. So I'm just trying a few different things with this palette to see. I still feel like these colors crease more than MAC, more than Urban Decay, more than Chanel, more than those kind of, and this isn't quite to that, but I would say maybe price point wise, it's like, I think this is $28, so I don't know. And then on my lips, this is supposed to be just the showing you, not the reviewing, just so that if anybody's curious, this is the L'Oreal Color Riche in Pink Cashmere, in case anybody is curious about that. So that is the second look. I will do probably a few more of these and then I will get this uploaded for you. Bye. Okay, so day 3 with the Victoria's Secret Nakeds palette, and I really am trying to do anything that I can to make these shadows not crease. I really, the Nars smudge thing that I used yesterday did help a little bit, but they still crease more than normal shadows. I don't really understand that. But anyway, today I used my Bad to the Bronze from Maybelline. I put Painterly Really Paint Pot down first, and then Bad to the Bronze on top of that. And then on top of the Bad to the Bronze, I used, and this is upside down, so you guys know which color. I use this kind of bronzy color here. And then I just simply soften that out in the crease with this kind of arena-ish color here. So I dropped the palette. Hey. And then I use this one as a highlight. I did that yesterday as well, and I can't remember if I mentioned that or not. Oh, that there's black shadow on my finger. And then I used the Urban Decay Demolition brown liner on top. I pulled that same brown color underneath, the same brown color underneath. And I will zoom you in. I really am kind of doing simple looks with this because I don't want to do like a tricky look and then it all creases on me. But I like this look. We'll just see how it wears, I guess. Okay. And then on my lips today, I just have the Revlon Just Bitten Kissable Lip Stain in Charm. Just like that. And then I have, over top of that, it just wasn't doing it for me. So over top of that, I have the L'Oreal Hip Shine Struck Liquid Lip Color in Splendid. Okay, so I think I'm going to do one more look with this. and maybe not, I'm not sure, and then put together a full video for you guys. Hope you had a great day. Bye. Okay, so today the look that I used, or the colors that I used Eden paint, or not paint pot, Eden Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden, you know what I'm saying? And I used this color here all over the lid, and I used the black as my outer corner and into the crease. I used this on my inner corner. And then I actually broke out my Naked palette and I used Tease in the crease and I used Foxy as my highlight. It was the first day I really kind of veered from the palette today. And so I'll kind of talk about, I'll try to give you some, oh, let me zoom in, sorry. And I did use the liner, oops, that came with it today. Smudged it on the top. And yeah, I think that's everything. Okay, so before I get into it, I'll talk about the, I just don't use these ever, and this one is particularly useless, I think. You see the, I don't know what anybody would use this for. I just don't understand. Anyway, the liner actually is a very nice liner. I really enjoy this liner. It smudged out very nicely and it stayed put. Now granted, generally anytime I use a black liner that I'm going to smudge out, I have some sort of a shadow on top of it. So I did set it a little bit with the black shadow. But it worked very well. I was happy with that. And I used it in the top waterline one day. And it wasn't great. It transferred like any other eyeshadow transfers. Or excuse me, any other eyeliner transfers. I've only found a couple of ones that don't transfer them from the top to the bottom. Okay, so the palette itself, like I said, it has 10 colors. And I will swatch, I'll show you one more time. And then I'm going to swatch them for you. I find that the color, they're nice. The pigmentation is okay. It's not fantastic by any means, but it's okay. But I really find that they all look kind of similar to each other. And then I'm going to show you, that's the sparkly one at the end. Aside from the black, they all have a sheen, and then this one has some shimmer to it. So there's that. I gotta grab a towel. Okay, so this is the first four in the bottom row. You can just see I'm actually gonna have to swatch them again. The bottom row I don't find it quite as pigmented. I don't know why. And then of course the black at the end. And I actually really like the black. It's not like a crazy carbon black. But, so this is the bottom row, this is the top row. Let me just see if I can try to show you. Yep, that's true. So the top row is the top row, the bottom row is the bottom row. So you can see a lot of the light colors just look very similar to each other. So, they don't, I find that they crease. I tried everything I could, and you guys kind of heard me talking about that in my different clips, to get them to not crease. Generally, I have to do some sort of a primer, and a paint pot isn't enough. Normally, for me, that's enough. So I have to do some sort of like a Nars smudge, something or other. And then like a brulee on top of that. So now I've talked to other people that haven't had this issue with these, so I'm not really sure what my deal is. Maybe it's just my eyelids. I don't know. And the shadows themselves are nice there as far as blendability. They blend very well. They're a little bit powdery, not crazy. The black, which is the matte one, seems to be a little bit more powdery than the rest of them. My biggest complaint, I think, aside from the creasing with this, is that I did not find a good transition color, because the only matte shade is that black one. The only one, and I used it a couple of times and I showed you guys, is this one here. It's kind of a peachy one. And I mentioned it, I think, a few times, kind of arena-like from MAC. That's the only one that I could do any sort of a transition with. And as far as a highlight, you guys have heard me say over and over again how I use Brulee as my highlight almost every single day. And I like that because it's matte. I don't like a lot of shimmer up there. And this did not have an option for that either. So I kind of missed having those two things, which is why today I went to the other palette. But you can get a couple of different looks out of this. There are some daytime looks in there. There's clearly this is a little bit more nighttime look. And like this, you could completely be nighttime if I were to line my water rim top and bottom with a black liner, do a little more smudgy. I could totally make this more night appropriate. So those are my thoughts, I guess. I think $28 is a little bit much for these shadows because I don't love them. So I don't know. I hate to be negative. It is a good, you know, there's 10 shadows for $28, so it's basically $2.80 a shadow. So it's not like a ton of, it's not a ton of money, but I don't know, I just didn't find that they performed as well as I would have hoped that they did. And I found that to be true with the singles as well, but you'll hear more about those probably at the end of the month. So, all right, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them below. I hope that I answered any you know, kind of questions that you guys had when you asked me to do the review, but it's possible that I missed something, so go ahead and let me know below. YouTube is still, as far as I know, well, I better not say that because I'm not sure when I'm going to put this up, but today is Monday and I'm still having issues with answering comments, but I am able to do it through email currently, so that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, I hope that you guys are having a great week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye! Okay, I forgot to tell you what I had on the rest of my face, which I'm trying to do at the end of each video, and of course I'll list it below. I'm using the Tarte Maracuja foundation in light. Today I have my favorite summer blush combo, and that is the Nars Cream Blush in Penny Lane with Nars Luster over top. I have Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. Ooh, tried this today, the Hourglass Film Noir. I really like this, in Onyx. And then on my lips today, I have the Nude Nuances and the Anabelle Demure lip liner around that. And then Nars Turkish Delight on top of that. I think that is everything. Oh, the Revlon Brow Fantasy. My brows. Okay, sorry about that. I will talk to you very soon. Bye.